Welcome, my name is Omar. I'm the co-founder and CEO of OJ Digital Solutions, and we are specialized in writing and optimizing Amazon product listings for US, Canada, Mexico, and all the European marketplaces by native speakers. And in this presentation, I'm going to show you exactly why and how to optimize your product listing. And by the end of it, hopefully you'll have a better idea of what makes a listing really powerful to increase the organic traffic and increase conversion rates. What does it actually mean to optimize your product listing in the e-commerce environment nowadays? Basically, you will put more effort into the marketing and into showing this product in front of as many people as possible. But it's not only that. Previously, many people would just take basic images from the suppliers and just stuff keywords into the listing and hope to make sales. And it worked before, but now not anymore. You need to make sure that every single aspect of your product listing is extremely well optimized in order to beat the competitors. And these include keywords, pricing, the description, the reviews, the back-end keywords. So all of these things need to be fully optimized. Additionally, there are some other factors that determine if your listing is going to be the one that appears on the search results in front of the customer. And this includes the availability, the price, the sales history, and the text match. Now, what is actually Amazon listing optimization and what are the goals that you're trying to look for, that you want to achieve? And these are two. First of all, you want to attract more clicks. So you need more clicks to that listing. So people will click more and find the listing. But the second goal would be to increase the conversion rate. So how many people click on your listing but actually take the decision and purchase your product? Basically, if you have more clicks and more conversion rates, then you will have a higher sales velocity, which leads to a higher product ranking and of course higher profits. So when you optimize your product listing, if you're a new seller, you would go and source the product, you would want to list the product on Amazon, and maybe you've even done keyword research. But then how do you actually optimize your product listing? And it's not just about adding the keywords in the listing. You have to find the exact pain points and then, of course, write the product listing in a way that grabs the reader's attention. So the reader, when they click on the product listing, they read the listing and they see that this product is going to solve their problems. So it's written in a very benefit-driven way, so that when someone goes and sees this listing, they will think, okay, this is exactly the reason why I need to buy this product, because it will solve my problems. So now I'm going to head over the computer and show you the exact factors you need to consider when optimizing your Amazon product listing. As you can see from my screen right now, I'm opening this window of Helium 10 because this is one of the tools that we use on a daily basis when optimizing the product listings. And the first thing you should look at is the keywords. And of course, the keywords is like the lifeblood of your Amazon product listing. Without the keywords, your listing will not appear on the search results. So what you should be careful of is to find the exact keywords that the people are using to find that particular product and adding them strategically into your product listing to make sure that the listing is indexed, which means that when someone types that keyword, the listing appears on the search. So we're still not talking about ranking. We're not talking about getting the listing to page 1. We're just talking about keyword indexing, making sure that the listing appears on the search. So this is the software that we use mostly on a day-to-day basis, and we also have discount codes in case you don't have this software. But basically, it's a suite of tools. I'm not going to explain how this works, but one of the tools we use most is Scribbles, because Scribbles lets you organize all the information into this tool. So you will have the details about the title, the 5 bullet points, the subject matter fields, and the description and the search terms. And we use it for all the EU marketplaces, so this is very convenient for us. But right now I'm going to show you basically here how we add this information. And to do the keyword research, what I suggest you do is go to the tool called Cerebro. Cerebro is basically a reverse ASIN tool. There are many others out there, so you could choose the one that you like. But basically what we are trying to do is to find the most used and the most relevant keywords that the competitors are using. The people that, I mean, the listings that are on page 1, what are the keywords they are ranking for, and which keywords are the keywords that sell the most. Okay, so we're trying to find those keywords. I'm just going to open the page just to show you basically how it would look like. So basically here we would add ASINs. We can add up to 10 ASINs, and then you would choose the marketplace, and then you would click, if you click on get keywords, you would of course get all the keywords that are indexed across the ASINs. If you click on get competitors, you will find other competitors to add into this list. Okay, so after you do this, you will have all the keywords, and then you can import them to Scribbles, and you can add them all here. Okay, and then you can optimize your product listing. So first of all is to look at the keywords and make sure that the keywords are added strategically into the listing. So what does strategically mean? First of all, the title, we can add up to 200 bytes. The bullet points, we can add generally up to 500 characters per bullet point. But as far as we know, so we've done many tests, we have optimized over 4,000 Amazon listings, and we found out that most listings, for most listings, only 1,000 bytes are indexed across all 5 bullet points. So this leaves us to 200 bytes on average per bullet point. The title, as I mentioned, it's 200. It's 200 for most categories. Some categories only allow 80, some others 100, some even 120. So depending on the category or subcategory, you might need to reduce the title's length. But this doesn't mean that you cannot optimize the title correctly, so you would add the keywords. We're going to talk about this. So the title, the 5 bullet points, then you have the description. You can add up to 2,000 bytes, okay? And the description is generally not indexed as far as we have seen. In some cases it is, okay, but in most cases it's not. We still try to add phrases here, so keyword phrases, long tail keywords, but we don't really look at this section. We try to optimize as much as possible in the title, the 5 bullet points, then the search terms. So the search terms, in this section, we add keywords that are not added in the main section. So in the main, in the title and the bullet points, we try to not to duplicate keywords here. Okay, and then we have the subject matter, depends on the marketplace. We've seen this on the US, but we haven't seen this in the EU markets, okay? So this is just a general overview of how the keywords should be added. Now, if I go over an example, I'm going to take this example, and I'm going to talk first about the title. The title is, as we mentioned, it could only be a maximum of 200 bytes for most categories. But when you write the title, you have to look at Amazon's style guidelines. So the style guidelines per category, every category has a different style guidelines, but it's almost the same. So first you would add the brand name initially. So you have the brand name at the start of the title, then you have the product line, the key features, then you have the product type, the colors, the size, and the package quantity. Now, to be very honest with you, we have tried to not to follow this style guideline. I mean, what we try to do is, of course, we try to add the brand name at the start. This is what we always do. Then we add 4 most important single keywords, so 1 long tail keyword, and this will basically give us, when we add 5 keywords, then a dash, it creates this here, like what it's called the canonical URL, okay, and it basically takes the first 5 keywords, and it just helps a little bit more for Google's ranking. Okay, for Google's ranking, it doesn't affect at all Amazon's ranking. Okay, so after we do this, then we add other long tail keywords, but it should really sound natural, mixed between the keywords and the benefits of the product, the main product benefits. Okay, because when the client clicks, I mean, they type the keywords, they will see different products, they will see an image, they will see the title. So the first 80 characters of the title are crucial because they will have to decide which product to click on. Okay, so after doing this, we add, we don't duplicate keywords. So this is just an example of a listing that I found, and we try not to add keywords that are already added. So this is a very important point that I see many people, I mean, there are lots of arguments here, but we try to avoid duplicating keywords. So just to give an example here, let's say this is iPhone XS Max case, okay? And let's say you want to rank for iPhone case as well. By just adding iPhone XS Max case, we've included the word iPhone and we've included the word case. So I don't need to include the keyword iPhone case again in the title. Okay, so because it's already indexed, it will be indexed as well. Now we try to still include these main keywords in the bullet points, but we really here are prioritizing maximizing the single keyword count. So as many unique keywords as possible. Okay, so this is what we try to do in the title. So then we move on to the bullet points, and the bullet points, in the bullet points we need to make sure that we're targeting 5 different key benefits. I've seen so many of these listings that are totally not optimized with just maybe 2 or 3 bullet points added that are very short. Or on the other hand, like extremely long paragraph that the customer doesn't even bother to read. So it should be balanced between around, I mean, as I mentioned, around 200 bytes per bullet point. Then you need to really highlight the benefits, the product benefits, to make sure that you're targeting the benefits that the customer cares about. How can you find these? You can find them from product reviews. You go and check the reviews of the competitors. You go and do some research around the topic on other websites, on other e-commerce websites, and you see what matters the most to these customers and try to add here the bullet points. Now, in terms of emojis, it's not really encouraged by Amazon, but I've seen it on countless listings without any problem. On the contrary, I've seen many multiple listings that which increase the conversion rates by using the emojis. So I think it's really a preference, a matter of preference. Some people see these as like spammy. Some others really love it because it stands out. So it's a personal preference. Okay. Then about the images. So here we are, since we are here on desktop. On desktop, this is what we see. On mobile, we will see the description first, not the bullet points. But then if we move on to the images, I always recommend to add at least 7 images. The images should be a mix between lifestyle and infographics. So here I'm not so sure about all of these images. The main image should be on a white background. I recommend to have 1000 pixel by 1000 pixel at least, to make sure that the quality is good and that you have this zoom function enabled. So this is very important to have. 7 images, as I mentioned, and these infographics in which you can include the major benefits per product. This is very useful because the customer at a glance can see what are the main benefits and also make purchase decision. Remember, here on Amazon, the customer will see so many suggestions of other items. So you need to keep this client here on this page so that he or she can purchase. Okay. So next we're going to move on to the description. This is the standard product description. This is the regular one. What does it mean? It means that it's the product description that everybody has. It's a product description in which you can add up to 2000 characters. Now, if you just add 2000 characters as they are, I mean, you just type in the characters, you will get a big paragraph, a big block of text that is not really readable. So you'll need to add some HTML coding. Now, people ask, is the HTML compliant or not? Amazon has allowed 2 or 3 codes to be added. It's totally fine. And of course, we've never seen any issues with this. For all the 4,000 plus listings that we've written, never seen any issue with the HTML coding. But the HTML codes lets you basically add bold text and spaces. So it's really readable. It's enjoyable. People can read this and enjoy it. Now, how it's structured, the description? That's up to you. I prefer to go over stories. Stories are the best way to sell a product, to talk about an experience, a story, and then add a call to action. Now, there's another type of description, which is the A plus or enhanced brand content, and it's a description like this one. And basically here you can add images to the description. This is only available for sellers that have their brand registered on Amazon's brand registry, or if you're able to add one by using a vendor central account. By using a vendor central account, you can add, actually in some listings I've seen both. I've seen the product description, and then I've seen another section called from the manufacturer, which is basically added via vendor central. Here it's a product description, so this is from Seller Central, brand that is registered on Amazon. So if your brand is registered on Amazon, you can add something more visual. Now, the EBC, enhanced brand content, or A plus content, is not indexed. This means that by adding keywords here, it won't any affect at all the keyword indexing. So if people find this product on the search results. So this is why first I suggest you focus on improving and optimizing product listing, and then you can add the EBC. The EBC, basically the objective of this one is to increase the conversion rate. When you increase the conversion rate, you will have better ranking, better sales velocity if you get more sales over time, which will increase your ranking, which will increase your profits, etc. So this is the benefit of the enhanced brand content. And after this, we have the back-end keywords. Now here, this is an example. It's on Seller Central, and I'm on a UK listing, so it's the UK market. And here you can see just the search terms and the platinum keywords. Usually you might also have other fields like the subject matter, the suggested use, and other fields like that. Now here, it's I've seen so many different arguments, so many different opinions on what to add. The search terms, of course, you need to add keywords here, and we usually add keywords that are not already added in the title and the bullet points. So we add what we call filler keywords to make sure that we are maximizing the indexing. We used to also add misspellings here, or for example Spanish keywords or keywords in other languages if we find them. Now here, it's also, as I mentioned, it's a topic that has been discussed so many times. You need to test. We found out that this works best. We've also the algorithm becomes smarter every day, so even misspellings are sometimes not very useful because Amazon detects that automatically. But we still try to add, first of all, the keywords that were not added in the listing that are still important. Then we try to add other general keywords, and then we try to add the misspellings and the other languages if we find them. Okay, so that's for the search terms. Now to go back on the listing, the thing you have to look at as well is the price. The price here, you have to basically have a good offer. You need to look at the market to determine your ideal price. So there are two strategies. Either you really check the market and try to compete. Of course, you need to have a better quality, but you can match the price to have the same price, or you can do something totally opposite and go against the other people and what they're doing. So here you have to look at the price. I mean, it really depends also on the margins and if you're just starting or not, because you might want to just have more sales initially to get the flow, to have a better sales velocity to launch the product, or you might want to just match the price to keep your margins. So it really depends on what you have to do. If you follow the market, so you can set a price of yours in the same fashion as your competitors. So for example, if everyone in your niche is selling the products between, let's say here, $10 and $15, then the market has decided this price range. But on the other hand, you can also go against the market. And in this option, if you set a price that either significantly higher or significantly lower than what the market is suggesting, most sellers tend to price their items higher due to confidence, like you're confident of the quality of the product being superior. So you need to basically see your strategy in terms of pricing. But pricing here plays a very important role for the sales velocity and the sales in general, which will of course lead to higher or lower ranking depending on the sales that you're having. So after this, you need to look at the reviews. And reviews, of course, if you are a new seller or an experienced seller, it's all different. You need to look at launching, when you need to launch new products or boosting an existing one. Reviews are like extremely important to converting shoppers, because people want to look at the reviews. How many times have you gone into a listing and you just clicked off that because there wasn't any review or there was just one? So here you need to have as many reviews as possible, be it like good or bad. It gives more legitimacy over competitors. Of course, you need to have more good reviews than bad reviews, but just having more reviews in general is extremely important, okay? But you need to stay really compliant with Amazon's terms of services. This is extremely serious. You have to make sure that you don't get fake reviews, that you don't ask for positive reviews. You are allowed to ask for honest reviews, but not positive reviews. You could go for the early reviewer program. That's a program that Amazon offers if you're a new seller, okay? Or you could try to find other places that you have people that purchase, but like honest reviewers. It's really delicate, so I cannot really tell you how to do it here, but it's something that you really need to look at when you want to launch. And next, finally, like last but not least, is the customer's question and answers. So here, when someone is asking a question, here I don't see on this listing, but basically you need to reply to the customer's answers to questions, sorry. So you will see then other people would come here and they will see the customer's question and answer section. Let's see if this listing has something. Let's go here. Okay, exactly. So here, for example, you see the question and then you see the answer, and it's very important that you answer exactly as you answer the question, and then you can also add here keywords because it helps with the indexing overall. Okay, so this section is very important to focus on as well when you want to optimize your product listing. So if I want to recap, when you look at the product listing, you have so many things that you have to take care of. You need to look at the keywords initially to make sure that you are selecting the best keywords for your product listing before even writing the listing. Then you need to look at the writing part, which involves the title, the 5 bullet points, the description. The title should be extremely well structured with the benefits and a mix of important keywords there. Then you need to look at the bullet points and make sure that they are benefit driven. You need to use all 5 of them, that it shouldn't be not too short and not too long. I recommend around 200 per bullet point. Then you have to look at the description, that it should be written in a way that it's really converting, really persuasive. Don't focus too much on the keywords on this part. Then you need to look at the search terms, and here you should add the extra keywords that you haven't added in the title and the bullet points. Then of course the images, which play a key role here, because many people don't even read the description. They just look at the images, and they have to be really like traffic grabbing, like eye grabbing. So I recommend speaking to a good talented designer that can help you with either the photography initially, because you need to take like good photos, and then designing the images. And of course we have also the service, and you need to look at then the price. How are you structuring your offer? And after this, the reviews. You need to try and maximize the product reviews, of course being in line with Amazon's terms of services. And then the question and answers, the FAQ. Try to when you get questions, answer them while adding keywords, important keywords in the answers. So I really hope you got value from this video, and I hope that you can use these tips to fully optimize your product listing. And of course, if you need help with it, we'll be really glad to help you out writing and optimizing your product listing, so that we make sure that your listing is completely indexed, is really persuasive, and in all for the objective to rank you higher and get you more sales. So once again, my name is Omar from OJ Digital Solutions, and thank you for watching.